Hi, everybody. We're going to look at U15, which is the last section of U other than the checkpoint. And it's word problems using whatever method. So here it is, U15. I didn't preview it, so it may take me a few seconds to read the first question. So let's take a look. Okay, Rodrigo and Kylie both went bowling last weekend. Open time paying $16 for shoe rental and $1 per hour. Kylie went on family night when each hour was $6 and shoe rental was $1. As it turns out, they played the same number of hours and spent the same amount. How much did each one spend? Okay, so they want me to set up a couple of equations. The thing that's changing is the number of hours. That's going to be our independent variable. And our dependent variable is going to be amount of money they spent. So it's normal I would use y, but I'm actually going to use let's call it B for bowling. This is how much they spent. And H is going to be the number of hours. So Rodrigo, oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call it R for Rodrigo. This is the amount that Rodrigo spent. And he's going to pay $16 for the shoe rental. And he's going to pay that one time plus $1 for each hour that he plays. So it's this special where they pay a lot up front, but then they can bowl for a lot of hours. Kylie went on family night, and it was $6 per hour and only $1 for the shoe rental, but $6 for each hour. If you use X and Y, it's easy to get confused. In this particular case, we want to know when are they spending. This is the amount of money Rodrigo spent. This is the amount of money Kylie spent. We want to know when are they going to be equal. In other words, when is Rodrigo's spending equal to Kylie's, and at what hour does that happen? Well, I'm substituting. 16 plus 1h is how much Rodrigo spent based on the hours, and 1 plus 6h is how much Kylie spent based on the hours. And we're going to solve this. I'm going to go ahead and do it in one step each. That's minus 1h from both sides. Now, normally I would have done both of these steps at once, but I'll go ahead and do them in two steps. 16 is equal to 1 plus 5h. We're going to subtract the 1 from both sides, and we're going to get 5h. I just subtract the 1 from both sides. I get 15. And now I'm going to divide by 5. So h is equal to 3. Now, the question is this really the same amount? And it's really easy to check, because if I put 3 in for Rodrigo's spending, it's going to be $19. And if I put 3 in for Kylie's spending, it's going to be 18 plus 1, which is $19. So we know that they both spent 19 and bowled for 3 hours. Okay, guys, that's the long one. I'm going to spend a little less time on each as we go. Okay, so this is the girls that are going to grow out their hair, and Christina's hair is now 13 centimeters and growing at a speed of 3 centimeters each month. I like using M for months for obvious reasons. And who else? Bella. So Bella's hair is 15 centimeters long and is growing at a rate of 1 centimeter per month. Now, the big problem is that realize that this is Christina and Bella's hair length in centimeters, and these are months going by. Months are our independent variable, and we want them to be equal. When will they have exactly the same length to donate? So when will C equal B? Normally, I'm not going to write this, but we get 13 plus 3M. When will that be equal to 15 plus 1M? And that is going to happen at 1 month, isn't it? Because when we subtract the 13 from both sides and subtract the 1M, I'm going to do the 1M right now. That gives me 2M. I'm also going to subtract the 13 at the same time. So I get variables on one side and numbers on the other, and M is equal to 1. Now the question is, does it work? Put a 1 here and a 1 here, and we get 16 in both, don't we? 16 centimeters. at 1 month. Okay, guys. Okay, we're doing florists. And this morning she's assembled 6 small arrangements and 6 large arrangements. I'm guessing it's going to be 6S plus 6L, which took her a total of 54 minutes. After lunch, she arranged 6 small arrangements and 14 large, and it took 110 minutes. So this is a standard form set of equations. We're assuming that that she's assembling them in the same rate. We're going to change the sign of all the terms in the top. Now, the way I'm doing this, I'm multiplying -1 on both sides of my equation, which is the same as multiplying them all the terms by -1. And I'm going to go ahead and do this all, write this all out. So this equation, if I multiply by -1 on both sides, is going to be -6s minus 6l is equal to -54. And the bottom equation is still the same. 6x plus 14l is equal to 110. And now we're just going to subtract these, or rather add them. And these 6s's, -6s plus 6s is 0. -6l plus 14l is 8l. And -54 plus 110 is +56. So the large arrangements, if I divide by 8 on both sides, take 7 minutes each, don't they? Well, in order to find how long the small arrangements take, I have to substitute. So I'm going to substitute the 7 into the top equation. 6s plus 6 times 7 is equal to 54. We're going to subtract the 42 from both sides. And we get 6s equals 12. So s is equal to 2 minutes for the small arrangements. Small arrangements in 2 minutes and large arrangements in 7 minutes. But you should check your answer. It doesn't take long. I'm just going to put the 2 in for s in the bottom equation and the 7 in for l. Now this is 98 and 12, which does make 110. So it does work. Okay. 2 cardio and 2 weightlifting, which lasts a total of 194. Last week, she hopes to attend 2 cardio and 5 weightlifting, which is a total of 311. This is a very similar situation as the last one. So I just multiply the top equation by -1. I'm multiplying all my terms by a negative. I'm adding them together, which gives me 117 over here. And over here I get 3w. And I divide by the 3 on both sides. And it goes in 39 times, doesn't it? And it looks like 39 minutes is for the weightlifting class. Then I'm going to substitute the 39 in to either equation. It doesn't matter. I'll put it in the top one. 2c plus 2 times w equals 194. And I am going to subtract the 78 from both sides. And I get 2c is equal to, it looks like, oh, I'm really slow today. Okay, so it's going to be 116, isn't it? Let's double check. 7 from 18 is 11, and 8 from 14 is 6. Yep. So then we divide by 2, and C goes in there 58 times. So it looks like the cardio classes are lasting 58 minutes, and the weightlifting classes are lasting 39 minutes. Normally, I would go ahead and I think I will add those together. The 2C is 116. This is the 2C in my bottom equation. I use the top equation to solve for C, so I'm going to put the two answers in the bottom equation. 5 times 39 is 195. Let's double check and make sure it's 150 and 45 makes, yep, 195. When I add those together, I need a 5 here, so it makes 311, which does work. Ta-da! And it works. So every cardio class lasts 58 minutes, and every weightlifting class lasts 39 minutes, doesn't it? And it looks like we're done. Okay, Kendrick sent some flowers to his wife. Florist charges $2 per rose plus $28 for the vase. I'm guessing that there's a number of roses plus a $28 fee for the vase. I assume he's only going to order one vase. That's one of the, it's the A flower place, and the B flower place charges 3 per rose, but only 18 for the vase. So we want to compare them and see where the break-even point is. To R, he wants to get more roses for his wife. So when are they the same? And we're going to subtract the 2R from both sides and subtract the 18, same time. It just makes it easy. Now, be careful. You don't want to get your R's and your numbers on the same side. So because the R's are going to end up over here, I got rid of the 18, and that's going to be 10. So R is equal to 5. That's when they're going to be the same. Each one will contain 5 roses, and we can test it to see. Put a 5 here, and you get 38. Put a 5 here, and you don't. Uh-oh, has a problem. Let's take a look and see what it is. Oh, R equals 10. Why did I put 5? I'm so dumb. Look what I did. That's why you want to check your answers, don't we? Take a look what I did. I guess you can't see it, but what I did was I got R equal 10, and then I divided by 2. I don't know what, I was getting ahead of myself, I guess. I was done there. So let's see if 10 works. 10, and if we put a 10 in for here, we get $48, and we put a 10 in for here, and we still don't get 48. Where is my issue? Yes, we do. 48 and 48. Can't add today. There it is. So $48 in each one. Pretty expensive for 10 rose bouquet, right? Sorry guys, don't know what's wrong with me today. All right. We're selling 59 boxes of truffles. 59 tea maybe, and 92 boxes of peanut brittle. I'll just use P for peanut brittle. And they raised $545. I assume that's gross sales, since they want to know. Oh no, actually, this is actually net. So this year they sold 59 truffles and 65 boxes of the peanut brittle, and they raised $437. And it looks like a nice subtraction situation where we change the sign of all the terms in the bottom equation. We do the subtraction, and it looks like we get 27. P is equal to, and I'm subtracting this, it looks like it's going to be 7 from 15 is 8, and 3 from 3 is 0, and it's 108, and we're dividing by 27 on both sides. And P goes in there 4 times, doesn't it? And 4 times 27 is 108. Yep. So they sold, okay, the band earns $4 from each box of peanut brittle, and then we have to solve it for the truffles. So we have to put it in. I'm going to use my calculator in this case because I'm going to be a little lazy. plus 92 times 4. And they had a total of 545. So I'm going to use my calculator on that. And I'm going to subtract, I'm going to take 545 minus the amount they made on the truffles, the peanut butter, which is 92 times, times 4, and divide that by 59. And so they make $3. They sell, they earn $3 for each box of truffles. Now I'm just going to use my calculator to check the other one. So I have 59 times 3 plus the 65 times the 4. And it's 437. It works. So they earn only $3 for each box of truffles they sell. And 4 for the peanut brittle. There we go. These are earnings rather than gross sales. All right, students in Miss Olson's 3rd grade class are working on times tables. Bob has passed 7 tests so far. And Troy has passed 11. From now on, Bob plans to take and pass 5 tests per week. And Troy plans to do 1 per week. So he's going to sit on his laurels and wait for Bob to catch up. So when will they be equal? So when will Bob be equal to Troy? When will they be the same? We're going to subtract the 1W from both sides. We're going to subtract the 7 from both sides, and it'll happen in 1 week. Wow, it doesn't take him long to catch up, does it? 1 in here for Bob gives him 12, and 1 in here for Troy gives him 12. So in 1 week, they will have passed 12 tests each. Reba is a costume designer. So Reba has 4 female and 4 male and uses 84 yards of fabric. Today she sewed 2 female and 3 male and used a total of 46 yards. So we want to find out how many yards of fabric does each type of costume require. We are going to multiply the entire bottom equation by -2. Now the reason I did that was so that I get 4F and -4F and they cancel out. I could have made this 12M and the bottom -12M, but that would have required 2 multiplications instead of 1. So I would do it this way. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply and add all in one step. -2 times the 2F gives me -4F, and adding it cancels them out. -2 times 3 is -6. Adding to the 4 gives me -2M. Don't forget, I still have to multiply the -2 times the 46. That's -92 and 84, which gives me -8, I believe. Let's double check. 92 minus 84 is indeed 8. So that is a negative. Now, I know I did a lot of work in my head, but M then is equal to 4 yards for each male costume. For the female, I'm going to have to substitute into either equation. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put 2F. I'm going to substitute the 4 in for the second equation. And I'm going to subtract the 12, which gives me 34. And F is equal to, wow, 17 yards. That's a lot. So it looks like it's 17 for the female costumes and only 4 for the male costumes. But let's double check. It says that if we have 4 female, 4 times 7, I said 17. What's wrong with me? 4 times 17 plus 4 times 4 should give us 84. Let's see. 4 times 17 is 68. And 4 times 4 is 16. And when you add those together, you do get 84, don't we? Yes, we do. And the bottom equation seems to work too. Okay, Nicole has a home-based business, and last year she sold 37 corsages plus 40 boutonnieres and made a total of 1977. Oh, this is gross sales because it says it brought in. It isn't how much she made, it's how much she brings in. This year she sold 16 corsages and 40 boutonnieres for a total of 1536. And I'm just going to change the sign of the entire bottom equation, and that's going to give me 19c. The b's cancel out, and it looks like we get 441, don't we? And I'm going to divide by 19 on both sides. I'm going to double check my work with my calculator, make it really easy. 1977 minus 1536 is 441 divided by 19. Oh, front row. That is not working. What did I do wrong? Let's see. Oh, 21. Jeez. I knew I recognized that 441. 441 is 21 squared. Dang, 21. I did a weird subtraction error. I'm trying to do it in my head and change the 7 and the 6 positions. Anyway, C is 21, isn't it? So $21 for the corsages, and I'm going to go ahead. I know that's right for the 21 into 441, and I already did the subtraction. So I'm going to do 16 times 21 plus, oh, I haven't done it yet. Sorry. 1536 minus 16 times 21, 1200, and we're going to divide by 40. So we get 30 for the boutonnieres. So I need to check it, and I use the second equation to solve it. So I'm going to put the numbers into the top equation just to check it. So 21 times 37 plus the 1200 is 1977, and it works. 30 for boutonnieres and 21 for the corsages. Got to be able to subtract, it helps. All right, looks like we're getting there. Okay, volleyball are having a car wash and they're splitting the revenues. Looks like they're having a joint car wash. The volleyball team gets $5 per car. Not sure why exactly. And they had already brought in for each car they wash. I could put W for washes or C for cars, plus the 11 they had from before. And the wrestling team are making $1 per car plus the 87 they had before. How many cars will it take for them to earn the same amount? They want to know when they will have the same amount. So 5C plus 11 equals 1C plus 87. Of course, you'd rather have the volleyball team washing your car than the wrestling team, right? So 4C, I'm sexist, what the hell, equals 76, and C is equal to 19, isn't it? So it looks like 19 cars is our break-even point, and they will have made a total of, if I do the 19 here, it's going to be, what, 106? Well, let's see. I shouldn't do that. No, I'm not going to do that. 95 and 11 does make 106. And 1C plus 87, 87 plus the 19 does make 106. Yeah, it works in both cases. 106. I am not going to use my calculator for that silliness. All right, well, let's see. Ling plans to attend the Fulton County Fair. She can pay $33 for unlimited rides, or she can pay $13 for admission plus $2 per ride. And of course, we want to know the break-even point. When we solve this, we get 2R equals 20. So it will cost the same with 10 rides, won't it? And for both options, it will cost $33, and it will take 10 rides to make up for the extra charge of going in, right? Jenna and Adam. Jenna has already completed 41 pages and will work at 5 pages per hour. Adam has 45 and works at 3 pages per hour. And we want to know, when will they be equal? I'm going to go ahead. I guess I should have just written them equal to one another. 41 plus 5h is, when will it be the same as 45 plus 3h? And that is going to be 2h over here equals 4. So at 2 hours. And Jenna will have completed 51. And hopefully so will he. Let's see, 2 gives 51. Yeah. Then students are tested on and required a certain number of scales during the year. Brianna has passed 3 scales. Manny has passed 2. Going forward, Brianna has committed to passing 3 per week, and Manny is going to do 4 per week. So when will they be the same, and how long will it take? So 3 plus 3W, when will it be the same as 2 plus 4W? We're just going to subtract the 3W from both sides and subtract the 2 at the same time, and it will only take 1 week. And they will have both done 6 scales, won't they? If you put the 1 in, we can see it works. 1 here makes 6, 1 here makes 6. And it looks like we're on our last one, probably. So it looks at the concession stand. Mr. Barrett paid $13 for 2 large popcorn, P plus 1 drink. And Mrs. Oliver bought 3 popcorns and 2 large drinks. And those are D's, by the way, for D for drink and P for popcorn, and paid 21. And I'm going to go ahead and multiply the top equation by -2. No real option on that one. I was a little concerned about getting a negative, but it doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. So I'm going to multiply by -2, which gets rid of the drinks, doesn't it? And that gives me -1p. And that's going to be -26 plus 21, which is -5. So it looks like the popcorns are costing $5 each. The drinks are going to be $3 each, because if I put a 5 here, I subtract the 10 from both sides, and I get the drink is equal to 3. I'm doing a little bit in my head this time on my last one. 5p is 15, 3p is 15, plus 2 drinks is 6, makes 21 total, and it works. So popcorn costs 5 and drinks cost 3. Pretty cheap theater. Okay, guys, I hope you'll try yours yourself and get her done, get your 100, and to get your mastery medal, and I'll see you back. Bye-bye, everybody.